Chaos.radio. Music, podcasts, entertainment.
Hello and welcome to the latest edition of NEWSWAVE, written, produced and recorded in the heart of Cornwall by the team here at Chaos Radio. I'm your host, Tom Howe, and I'll be guiding you through some of the insightful guests and exciting news content that we've enjoyed across Chaos Radio this past week. On today's show, we join St Austell's new mayor, Councillor Colin Hamilton, sworn in following a mayor-making ceremony at Holy Trinity Church on the 18th of June, who shares a bit about himself, his vision and the future for the area. We check in with Helen Barden to hear the latest updates and campaigns from St Austell Library and to explore how they continue making a massive difference in and around the community. As well as that, we take a trip to the launch of Ride for Precious Lives 2025, as riders set off from Little Harbour, pedalling their way to Littlebridge House in Barnstaple, before finishing at Charlton Farm near Bristol, all while raising money for children and families living with life-limiting conditions, supported by Children's Hospice Southwest. If all that wasn't enough for you, we hear from Grant Harold, wait for it, former royal butler to King Charles III and an etiquette expert, who offers us all a gentle and very British nudge back toward good old-fashioned table manners.
NEWSWAVE.
Okay, first of all this week, the role of mayor is an important one as they represent a town through its celebrations, its challenges and its day-to-day changes, while working with councillors and community groups to help shape its future. St Austell's new mayor, Councillor Colin Hamilton, was officially sworn in last month following a mayor-making ceremony at Holy Trinity Church on the 18th of June. I'm pleased to say he joined us again on Chaos Radio on The Breakfast Show with Cheryl Gordon to share a bit about himself, his vision and the months ahead.
NEWSWAVE.
I am a Cornish lad, born and bred. I was actually born in Redruth. I was brought up in Newquay, and my dear mum is a Nampian girl from a family up in Old Pound of some 13 brothers and sisters. So as a result of that, I have relatives pretty much from Nampian to Town, as they called it, also to Tywardreath, Mevergizzy, and all around, even Whitemore. So it's quite an extensive family that is out there and still is out there. So that's very much my background. I joined the Royal Air Force, where I served for 35 years. I finished in 2006. And at that stage, I was head of aircraft test and evaluation at the Aircraft Test and Evaluation Unit at Boscombe Down, a very rewarding role, and that was in 2006.
Goodness me! So you're really are part of the community, really, and which is a lovely thing to hear, and what a great career as well. That must have been a really fascinating role. Now, part of tradition of becoming mayor is choosing one or more charities to support during your term. Which causes have you chosen and why have you done this, please?
That's very difficult, Cheryl. There's so many very important and very worthy charities out there. And each year the mayor chooses two charities to represent them for the year. And for this year, I've chosen, firstly, the Gover Valley Food Bank. And that food bank provides emergency food and support to individuals and families facing crisis. And I thought that was a very worthy cause to put food in the mouths of local people who are most needy. And the second charity is A Band of Brothers. And that is a charity that provides mentoring programs for the deprived and vulnerable young men who are in our community. Some of them are ex-offenders and they need help putting their lives back in place. It includes, as I remember, I've been to some of their briefings, a rite of passage where they are given a complete absence from any extractions from outside, and indeed they are encouraged to make a fresh start in life. And I felt that was also a very, very valuable charity to support. So those are my two, and those are the reasons for them.
Now, the role of mayor goes hand in hand with the broader responsibilities of the town council. For listeners who might not be familiar, can you explain a little about what the council does and how it supports local life in St Austell, please?
Yeah, most certainly. The council itself has actually 20 councillors. The town council staff amount to 23, but that includes something like 9 from the library itself, and they are comprising 3 wards. We have Central and Gover, Bethel and Homebush, and Poltaire and Mount Charles. And the main areas that they manage are some 16 parks and gardens, the highways, grasses, the roundabouts. We have the library, the Priory car park, the CCTV system that we have installed in and around the town, and I'd quite happily discuss that further later, but also the House Youth Centre that you've kindly mentioned. And we do that work through a series of meetings. We have a full council meeting, and we had a full council meeting on Monday this week, Planning and Regeneration, Finance and General Purposes Committee, and a Climate and Environment Committee. And we set each year the key priorities, and most certainly the key priority for the town council, which has come over for the past 2 years, loud and clear, is the need to tackle antisocial behaviour. It's our number one priority. People will be aware that St Austell paved the way for many towns in having wardens, street wardens, that are available during the day, that are actually jointly funded by the Business Improvement District in St Austell, the Town Council, and also the Office of the Police and Crime Commissioner, but also the closed-circuit TV system that we have. And I'm aware of public opinion, certainly in relation to St Austell, that has been very negative. And that's something which, to some extent, is a little unfair. There's no room for complacency on this. As I said, it wouldn't be the number one priority otherwise. But the work that's been done in recent years has been such that we had a meeting with the police inspector for St Austell only on Monday night at that same meeting, and also the Cornwall Council Community Safety Officer, who advised the town council on Monday. The town itself did not give cause for concern in relation to other outlying areas. And I thought that was very favourable comment. And it's the sort of message that we would appreciate getting out there, such that St Austell isn't a dangerous place to visit. It's comparatively safe. There are considerably worse places to go. And that's the most important point. The next issue that the town faces is actually how to improve the town and the fabric of the town. And in 2022, there was a St Austell Town Centre revitalisation master plan generated, which listed a whole series of improvements that could enhance the town itself. Some of those have been taken forward, and the only reason they all haven't, it actually comes down to the available funding. 2 such projects that were actually underway at the moment. We've got a new piazza being constructed outside the Holy Trinity Church at the moment, which will try and encourage community involvement in and around that very, very nice area of the town, which we value greatly. And also, at long last, we're getting to grips with the banner that goes around the Poundland building in Alma Square that has faded to grey and has needed to be seriously updated. That's one of our key priorities as well. But there is a raft of other initiatives which are dependent on funding to take them forward.
So we've talked about some great things that plans that you go and knowing about what the council do. You've laid out some clear priorities already since taking on the role. What are the key issues or opportunities that you'll be focusing on in the next few months?
I think most certainly ASB, includes shoplifting and homelessness, is always going to be at the top of our scale. We are also looking at our projects that we can introduce to enhance the town, and that is very much at the top of our agenda. We've got some indication of some low-level funding coming along, and we are agreeing some improvements to the town that should certainly make it more attractive on arrival and also in walking around. The level of funding isn't sufficient to make major changes to any areas. In addition to that, we've got the Cornwall Council moving in to the White River Place council offices in town. Please don't ask me how many are arriving. I don't think Cornwall Council know. We certainly don't know. But I think that will increase footfall in the town, and that will have many benefits, particularly to local businesses, but also in terms of actually having a presence of people in the town, which will also tend to deter antisocial behaviour.
Finally, for anyone listening who wants to stay informed or even get involved with the work of the Town Council, where can they go for more information, please? Straight
to the St Austell Town Council website. It gives all the necessary details in terms of contact details. Most of the councillors themselves have contact details on there if they want to speak to a councillor specifically for their ward, or they can contact the town council staff directly. And I know that our town clerk and deputy town clerk are both very proactive people. If you make an effort to contact either of those two, you will get a response, most certainly.
Colin, thank you so much for your time today. I know you're a very busy man. We'll hopefully catch up with you in the next few months, and I'm sure when we're out and about in the community, we'll bump into you and continue the great work. And it's lovely to hear that you're so passionate about our local town and about making a difference. But have a great rest of your day, Colin. Thank you.
Thank you, Cheryl.
Thank you very much.
Look forward to speaking to you sometime in the future with some good news.
Absolutely. Brilliant stuff. Thank you very much. There you go. Mayor Colin Hamilton, thank you to him for joining us here on Chaos Radio. To learn more about the work of the Town Council, visit St Austell-tc.gov.uk. That's St Austell-tc.gov.uk. And if you've missed any part of this interview, don't worry. You can listen back in full via our catch-up section on chaos.radio.
NEWSWAVE.
OK, at the heart of our community stands St Austell Library, an award-winning hub that has enriched lives and built connections for generations. With its Grade 2 listed status, beautiful garden and wide range of services, this community hub goes beyond books, featuring everything from health monitoring to toddler groups. Every month on Breakfast, we check in with the team at St Austell Library to share updates, special campaigns and explore how they continue making a difference in the community. Joining us this month was Relief Library and Information Assistant Helen Barden.
NEWSWAVE.
The exciting factor is that you've been involved in the library service for over 30 years.
Yep.
And recently, St Austell Library marked its 65th anniversary, which is such a congratulations.
Oh, it was absolutely brilliant. We had a beautiful day. It was lovely. It was really good. We had old staff come in, more elderly members of the public that had gone to the library years, when they were little, which was lovely to have a little chat with them. And yes, it was a beautiful day. We had the Velvet singing. It was just fun.
What do you feel that this milestone means for our local community?
It's something that's been there forever. Well, I won't say forever, but it's been there for the community. It's something that's solid, that's going to remain a feature in their lives, whatever their age. And it's somewhere where someone can go and see a smiley face and have a little chat, no questions asked, just come in and say hello, and that's that. It's somewhere where anybody can go, and it's all things to everybody.
I mean, sometimes it may not be about having a conversation, but it's sometimes about being, isn't it? And having that company around you. If you live on your own, and you maybe have not got the support of family and friends, the library's got that factor that you can just be there.
Yeah, just come in and sit down and just be there and be part of the scenery and listen to what's going on. And if you want to join in, you can. And if you don't, you don't. And then there's lots of things going on, as we said, for all ages. And it's just nice to see another friendly face.
Now, question I've got for you. Are you able to share with us a bit about the building's history and what it makes it a special place, please?
Well, when it was built in 1960, it was an innovative because of all the glass. And it was the first building in St Austell to have underfloor heating. And because of its build, it won the architectural award. And because of its status and the award, it then became a Grade 2 listed building. So back in the 60s, this was quite something to have a building made of glass like we are, and the fact we had underheating flooring, which we haven't got now. But it's amazing. And if people come in, all the wooden shelves we've got, they're listed as well, so they can never ever be moved. So it's a fascinating piece. And as for the garden, well, as you know, it's beautiful out there. So it's a place of calm. We've just been judged from the Itchwood neighbourhood, and the judge came down, he and his wife, and sat down and sat in the garden, and he said, it's like an oasis of calm and peace, bearing in mind that the main road is in front, not very many yards away. And he said, it is absolutely beautiful, as I said, a haven of peace, which is what we wanted. So.
Oh, yeah. Good luck with that. You'll have to let us know how you get on with that. And
we will, yeah.
I hope you win it, because it's nice when such great work is put in, and the people, yourself and other people that work there and as part of that community, wanting to make a difference it's well deserved.
Well, it's a partnership, because we have the town council, who we belong to, they cut the grass. Then we have SALSA, as you know, the support association, which will go out and have a titivation. And any of the members of the public can go in and have a go if they want to. We've got the shed for the gardeners, which was for both the military and the emergency services, the veterans gardening shed. And we have a very nice young man called Kieran, who's a nice young man who does all the hard work for us, like all the lopping of the branches and things like that. So it is a teamwork to make it look so lovely.
Helen, could you expand on SALSA? So Peter Conwell from SALSA spoke at the anniversary event and paid tribute to the team. For those who don't know about what SALSA is, I mean, I'd say it's like a dressing or a dance. How does it support the library's work?
Right, well, SALSA stands for St Austell Library Support Association. That's how SALSA came about.
Okay.
It's because the library itself cannot apply for grant funding and money, the support association can, and we can apply for grants from various different organisations. And all the time that SALSA has been going since 2011, we have raised over £70,000 that goes back into the community. And that is for events for children, for people that have dementia, for old age people that have got health problems. We've bought items of equipment for the children, and it's enabled us to do the VE Day, the birthday, VJ Day, which we're helping. We're buying air clay modelling things, so there's a competition for the children. We're supplying all of that, and that's what SALSA does. So if anybody's interested, we have an AGM coming up in August, on August the 12th at 10 o'clock in the library. It's real fun. We meet once a month, tea and cake, cup of tea, and we just help out where the library needs us.
I mean, what more could you want than some cake?
It's usually homemade as well.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
So looking ahead, the summer programme at the library looks fantastic, with something for all ages. Can you give us a quick overview of some of the highlights, please?
Oh, right. Are you sitting comfortably? Right.
I am.
So, okay. So we have, starting off on the third Friday of every month, 10 till 12, it's called the Gunners Kids. And this is for children who have terminally ill parents, that they can come in and they can play with Lego and do things for no worry and have a bit of an escape from home. Then we have a healthy lifestyle information drop-in, which is on the first and third Tuesday of the month. And then, this is where we're excited, we've got Tom Michel coming to give a talk on the 28th of July. He wrote The Penguin Lessons, which was the film that was in the cinema not long ago about with Steve Coogan. He's a local man. He's coming to give a talk, which is quite a coup for us.
He's been on Chaos Radio, actually, and spoke to Ross Allen. Yes.
Yeah, he's a very clever man. So that's 6:30. The 4th, 5th and 6th of August, the Cornwall Performing Arts group are doing workshops with children from 12 to 4. The Summer Reading Challenge is up and running, where children read 6 books through the summer holidays and they get a medal and a certificate at the end, and it improves their reading when they go back to school in September. The 11th of August, we got Lyndon Allen giving a talk, a SWAR talk on the local area to tie in with VJ Day. As I said, 12th of August is our AGM. 14th of August, VJ celebrations in St Austell Town, which the library's helping out with. Lots going on with that from 10 till 3. Look at the posters around for that. There's going to be everything you can think of down there, and it's free for people to join. 15th of August, we have people from the Eden Project coming between 1 and 2 and 2 and 3. One is a talk on insect refuges, and one is on carnivorous bog plants, because it's all to do with gardening, the Summer Reading Challenge. 16th of August, 10:30, Wild Children Workshop in the library. Then on the 28th of August, we have the Rockpool Association for Farmers coming up in the afternoon. That's from 5 to 11 years old. And they have got a portable rock pool, so the kids can have a delve in and see what you can find if they've never been to the beach. 28th of August, working with the Royal Navy, something called STEM, which is for 11 to 15-year-olds, to learn about science, technology, engineering and math, if they're thinking about the Navy or just enjoying that. And then the future events, the 10th of September, which we'll talk about again, we've got Keith Wallace talking about piskies and magic in Cornwall, and 17th of the night, Ben Avarovich, the very famous author, is coming to give a talk. So that is a quick rundown, very quick, and if you want to go back over anything, I will.
That's an incredible amount of stuff. Importantly, if people want to get involved in any of these events, Helen, how do they book?
Right. The best thing is to go into the library and book your seat, because nearly all of this will be limited seating, so it's first come, first served. You can pay either cash or card. If you can't get into the library, you can phone, and that is 0300 1234 111. Ask for St Austell Library, ring up, speak to the girls, and then again you can pay by card over the phone. But all these places must be booked. Please just don't turn up thinking you're going to get a space, because you won't. It will be really booked, and I said first come, first served. If you want further details, ring that number, or St Austell has an email, which is staustellibrary@lis.cornwall.org.uk, and have a chat with them over that. That's the easiest way, but pop in if you can, as I said. But it's all bookable. There are limited spaces, so if you're really interested in anything, get in, book it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, events like these don't just happen by themselves. How important are as volunteers and community partnerships in keeping the library active and welcoming? I mean, how important is it to the local community, Helen?
Well, if Salsa wasn't there, the library staff are very busy anyway and doing what they do in the work day, so we can take up the reins for that to arrange all these events. We're very lucky that we have a lady called Emma, who is a graphic artist that works in the library. She does all the beautiful posters that go around, so credit to Emma. So we get the funding for it. We do the ringing up and say, can you come along and do this, do that? When can you do it? And we try and get all different things, for different ages. But if we didn't have salsa, it wouldn't happen.
How would you encourage, if anybody's listening right now, how would you encourage someone that's never popped into the library or not been in for years to come and use the services this summer?
Oh, please do. Please do. You'll always see a smiley face come in. Just walk in and somebody would probably say, hello, how are you? What can we do for you? and just go chat like you would with your neighbours, like you and I are chatting now. That's all it needs, is just come in, no worries, and just ask, what's on, what's happening, and it's free to join. If you want to join the library, it's free. You just need a form of identification, name and address, and you're well away. And there's so many advantages to having a library card, as we've talked about before, about using the computers and reading posh magazines and newspapers online and all sorts of things you can do. Storybooks downloaded to your electronic equipment free of charge. So if you're just thinking, shall I shut my eyes? Or no, it's free. Come on in. You'll be treated with a nice warm welcome. And there's lots going on. And you'll be surprised what you can find. Even if you just want to come in and sit down, bring your picnic, go out and sit in the garden with a bit of peace and quiet.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Helen, it's been absolutely wonderful again chatting to you. The time just flies by when we have a chat. You and we could talk forever, couldn't we?
Oh, yes, you and I could, yeah.
And it's great to hear from you. Can you just remind your listeners your opening times and where people can find more information about you, please?
Right, okay, so the library is open Monday to Friday, 9 till 5, a Saturday from 10 to 1. We are right opposite Poltaire Park, next door to Trevana Nursing Home, and on the way to the bus station and the train station, and near the police station. It's a big glass building, as we've said, and again, it's 0300 1234 111 to phone, or St Austell Library at lifcornwall.org.uk, or just pop in.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Have a great month and a great rest of your day today, and look forward to catching up with you again next month, Helen.
Yeah, hopefully, Joan. Perhaps sometime, if you're free on any of the occasions, pop in as well and join us.
NEWSWAVE.
Right, I'm Tom Howe and you're listening to NEWSWAVE here on Chaos Radio. More than £320,000 has been raised for Children's Hospice South West following a 3-day, 205-mile cycling challenge. The riders set off from Little Harbour here in St Austell on Friday morning, pedalling their way to the Little Bridge House Children's Hospice in Barnstaple, before finishing at Charlton Farm near Bristol, all while raising money for children and families living with life-limiting conditions. The heat made it especially tough, but support crews helped keep the cyclists' spirits high. Entries are already open for the 2026 Ride for Precious Lives. Head to chsw.org.uk/Ride26 for details. Back to this year now, however, and Chaos Radio's Janice Rose, Cheryl Gordon, Owen Yelland, and yours truly, who were there for Thursday evening's registration event and the following morning's launch, capturing some of the incredible stories and vibrant atmosphere.
NEWSWAVE.
We are here with one of the event organisers today, Kylie Pearce. How are you?
Yeah, good. It's lovely to see all of our participants arriving, registering, signing in. We can't wait to welcome them tomorrow morning, bright and early from 7 o'clock, to start supporting them for the next 3 days on what we hope will be an inspirational and memorable weekend for all 112 cyclists that are making it to the start line.
How much work goes into such planning with all this, Kylie? I imagine it takes months and months and months even to get to the day, and probably even more.
That's a suitable question for today, I must admit. Yeah, there is hours of work from the whole team, but yeah, the promotional side, the logistical side, organising food and hotel rooms for 150 people. We've got the amazing support of Arrowhead, who will be marking the route, the mechanical support and the medical support. We've got a support crew overall of 35 teams, and with the impending hot weather only this week, we've had to bring in 2 more water vehicles to get this crew through. We just want these riders to have 3 days of memorable riding. They ride their bikes. We do absolutely everything for them. They have worked so hard over the last 12 months raising money for Children's Hospice South West, and the event we think is going to be raising in the excess of £300,000. which is going towards the 14 million it costs to run all 3 of our children's hospices that supports over 550 babies, children and young people with life-limiting conditions and their families. So every penny counts, and as they're pedalling, they just need to know that every pedal they're making a difference.
So if any of our listeners are listening to this now and we're going to be listening to this interview thinking, well, I can't ride a bike necessarily, but I can make that donation, how can they go about it?
So you can donate onto the Children's Hospice Southwest website and click on the donate button and just put for all the cyclists, or follow our socials, Children's Hospice Southwest on Facebook. There'll be a link through to our Just Giving page and they can make a donation on there. If anyone knows a cyclist, make that donation onto their page. It costs £86 to fund 1 hour of care at one of our hospices, so every donation makes a real difference.
When you start doing something like this, what goes through your mind about, you know, the excitement of it all, or are there many other factors that you start thinking about as you start planning?
This is year 16 of the event, so we have got 60 returning cyclists and 42 brand new cyclists. We are like a family. We are the Ride family. So for us, it's like our Christmas when we all get back together. We've got award ceremonies and evenings. So is it really exciting? Some of the cyclists who know me will know when I've got my stress face on. There is an award called the Ray Hill Award, which gets awarded to the person that upsets me the most, which we're going to be giving out daily this year. So I think some of them try to wind me up on purpose, but we will see how it goes this weekend. But no, I love planning this event. We have every type of person on this event, from brand new cyclists like our head of fundraising, Sarah Stott, who had never got on a bike before, that's trained specifically for this ride. And we've got a team riding at 9 to 10 miles an hour. And then we've got some of our more elite cyclists that make it look so easy, riding at 17 to 18 miles per hour. What's really special is that we have some of our bereaved families cycling with us over the weekend. We've got some of our current family members riding, and they all inspire the rest of the teams to take part. We've got some amazing companies taking part. Our main sponsor, Edwards, they've got a team of 13 this year. We've got Team Agri, we've got Team Born Fit, we've got people riding in memory of their loved ones. We've got, I'm just trying to think, we've got some great names this year. We've got the Bristol Babbers, Lumpy and Lycra, the Old Crocs, Too Many Bears. I didn't hear a whoop whoop on that one. They dress as bears the whole way. We've got Team Betty, Fred Thomas as Betty's dog, so they're all coordinated. We've got the Biking Mrs. Daisies. I'm trying to think of all 112 cyclists. I know I've probably missed some groups, but Team Goose, right in front of me. So Team Goose, and that is the nickname of one of our very special children here right at Little Harbour, and the team are doing it for her.
Absolutely incredible. And I think for everybody that's taking part, it doesn't matter how big or how small anybody's doing, whether they're helping collect money or looking after the riders, riding the bike, getting everybody signed in, checking the bikes through. Everybody's playing a massive part to make a difference.
They are the actual team that comes together to deliver this event. There's 35 on that support crew. We couldn't do it without that support crew, and I just know that the cyclists really, really value them being on the sides, giving them the water, giving them the jelly baby, spraying them with water pistols to keep the temperatures down. We've got ice buckets this year so they can put towels around their back of their neck. We're going to be with them every step of the way. So when they cross the finish line on Sunday afternoon at Charlton Farm, our hospice in North Somerset, they're going to be wearing that medal with absolute pride.
Too flipping right, eh, Tom?
Absolutely. And look, we have the absolute honour and privilege to be able to join you at some of these events. We've been to Rainbow Run, we've been to the Moonlight Memory Walk, I've dressed up as Father Christmas just before Christmas as well. And you know what? Thank you. And Congratulations from all of us for the amount of effort that you put into it. I hope you feel the gratitude from the community and naturally from the families that are involved here as well. We've been lucky enough to share the stories of some of the families who are going to be joining you this weekend and charting that journey. And they all say the same thing, the incredible work here that you do. So congratulations and well done. And we're going to leave you alone now, or else we're going to win the award for annoying you the most on the first day.
You're definitely, and it's a big thank you to Chaos Radio, because without your support, you're helping us raise awareness of Children's Hospice South West, and you are my favourite local radio station.
NEWSWAVE.
And we are here with one of the riders, a superstar, that is Matt Took from Charlton School. Hello.
Hi there.
So lovely to see you. I love the lycra outfit. You're obviously very prepared for today.
I hope so.
Now, I understand that your school have been doing some very special fundraising.
Yeah, so we've been doing the £20 challenge, where we are given £20 by Children's Hospice South West, and we got to raise as much money as we can from that. So we did that last year, and that's led to me being the event today. So, and then we've done it again this year, and we finished it off after the children made pebbles that children could adopt.
Gorgeous.
They made bead animals. They made emoji clays and clay emojis, and they sold them all to the school and parents. I had a group that were making fruit salad twice a week and selling it on the gate to parents. Especially good in this weather to be refreshing.
Now, I understand as part of this, they did a very special walk. Would you like to tell me about that?
Yes. So I challenged them to do a sponsored event because I was doing my cycle ride. And they said, should we do a sponsored walk? So I said, right, well, where could we walk to? And they said, oh, can we walk to Little Harbour? So it's about 7 kilometres there and back from school, up and down the coastal path. Quite a challenging walk for 10, 11-year-olds. But yeah, they all dressed up as superheroes. So we had some Batmans, some Robins, some Supermans, and then some created superheroes too. It was really great.
Oh, that must have been a brilliant sight to see. How many of them took part in the walk?
So there were 59 of us.
Oh, my word. Yeah, a whole superhero tribe.
We did. And then we had a whole load of parents who wanted to join in too.
Obviously.
And some of them came dressed up too. So we had some superheroes and scrubs as well. It was really, really nice, yeah.
Oh, that's lovely. And what outfit did you don for the occasion, Matt?
I was Superman.
Oh, of course, yes. But you told me earlier you weren't flying.
I wasn't flying. I didn't want to show off in front of the kids. So.
Okay, are you going to be flying on this cycle route today?
Hopefully. It's beautiful weather. So, yeah, no, it should be a good time.
So when they came to the hospice, because you said they wanted to walk here, how were they met? What was the greeting?
So they were met here with a banner. And then they came round and they had the bear here giving hugs, high fives. It was a really great atmosphere. So we had some staff out. It really made it real to the children as well. And then the sponsorship just kept on flowing in. It was fantastic.
So you've done all these events and you've had your fruit salad sales and various other sales. So how much have you raised so far? Because I know there will be more to come.
I think the children,
yes.
By the time I left school yesterday, we were on £1,467, which was amazing. So about £500 of that was from their stalls and the rest was from sponsorship. Yeah, it was absolutely fantastic.
And what do you think about Sir doing this cycle ride? Are they going to follow you? Are you on a WhatsApp group or Facebook? Or they want to know what's happening?
They will be having my tracker with my Garmin, so they're going to be following me, and I'm actually going to break off the route very slightly right at the start and ride through the playground and see them on my way out. So.
Oh, that would be so lovely.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. It'll be lovely. So.
Oh, that would be so gorgeous. So training-wise, have you done a lot of prep? You obviously look a very fit guy.
Thank you. I've been working hard. I've been working hard to build my fitness back up, and this was a great challenge to do that as well, whilst raising money.
So why this particular cause?
So as I said, we did the £20 challenge last year.
Yeah.
And it just happened that every group of people I talked to were affected in a positive way by Children's Hospice South West. My wife actually is working as a speech therapist with a boy here as well. And it was like, what can we do as a couple to give back. And then it just spiraled from there, and it was, well, let's put my name down and then let's get a place and let's do this. So yeah, it's been great, and I feel really supported by people as well, so that's been great.
The support here is amazing. The organisation is second to none. Just walking around and you feel you've got medics, you've got mechanics, you've got everything on hand here.
Yeah, definitely. I don't feel like I'm going to be out on my own on the road, so it's lovely.
And of course, there's plenty of stops, and I have seen pubs noted as well.
Yes, indeed. And I saw some of the pictures shared of some support birds last night. That was that made me smile as well. So there's really good support teams here. Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic. Well, I know you're getting ready, and I know you probably need to have breakfast and sort of carbo load before you set off for the day. So it's absolutely amazing to chat to you, and well done on all your school on raising so much money. Absolutely fantastic achievement, Matt.
Brilliant. Thank you.
NEWSWAVE.
And finally this week, Grant Harold, former royal butler to King Charles III and etiquette expert, believes dining out remains one of the last great social rituals. To mark Dine Out Week, he's offering us all a gentle and very British nudge back toward good old-fashioned table manners.
NEWSWAVE.
I love it. And you're calm. Oh God, let's not talk scones then, eh?
Oh, scones or scones or scone jam and
Well,
cream.
when it's gone, it's gone. And all I'm going to say to you, because I know how you have your scone, but can I ask you a question? When you have your breakfast in the morning, do you put the butter on top of your marmalade? I don't think so, so I win the argument. There we go.
Oh, I love that. I love that.
It's such a big. I work on cruise ships as a speaker, and we do etiquette classes, and oh wow, they get so into the scones, about the cream and the jam, and they get really annoyed. It's so funny. It's good. You know what? It gets people talking about it, and it's always discussion. Always a discussion.
Absolutely, yeah, love it. So we're going to talk about Dine Out Week.
Yeah,
Dine Out Week is something that I must admit I've not heard of, to be honest.
Well, it's if I'm allowed to say, it's because it's new. Basically, and I love this. So Lightspeed, which is a software company that's very much involved in the hospitality world. So the simplest way for me to explain it is that when you pay your bills, they're kind of part of that process. And, and going forward, with modern technology, it's becoming a big part of the hospitality world. And we've teamed up. They've done some research into dining, but most importantly, they've created what's called the Dine Out Week, which is this week. And it's celebrating, which I love, all the things about dining out, which, at the end of the day, we do like going out. I think we all like going out and having meals, and stuff, especially with the weather being so good as it is just now. And they did some research, which is interesting. I think it's interesting. But also we created, and you're going to love this, we also created a guide, an etiquette guide, just to kind of keep people right a little bit. And the reason I said you're going to love this, because I'm going to say this very slowly and carefully, because I'm Scottish, and the guide is called What the Fork, which I absolutely love the title of this. I think the team were really worried when they realised, oh yeah, he's Scottish. Say it slowly. But I love this because I think it's so perfect. It's a modern dining out guide to dine and let royalty or brush up on your table manners. But what we're stressing, and I mean this, we're saying it's just to kind of keep you right. But what's more important is this week, and not just this week, but obviously we're trying to push this week and saying, go out, have a meal, enjoy the great weather, enjoy your time with friends and family, and it's great we're all able to after recent years, it's great we're all able to do this. The research that Lightspeed also did show, interestingly, that 44% of people in Cornwall think that table manners aren't as important as they once were. So I'm hoping that this guy can help fix that a little bit.
What are some of the worst table manners that you're aware of?
Well, the first one that I would have said, and I think you might agree with me on this, is chewing with your mouth open.
Oh, yes.
We've all seen everyone do it, and and it's not just a great grandparents or grandparents that are doing it, and then you see the teeth fall out at the same time. It's where you have somebody sitting next to you. You look at them, and all you want to say to them, have you ever sat opposite a human cement mixer before? That's what you want to say to them, but you're trying to be polite and not say that. But it's quite strange, but people forget. Talking with your mouth full, that was another thing. This was, what people in the research were voting on. I mean, we're talking about 44% on chewing with your mouth open, 44% on talking with your mouth full, 31% said not saying please and thank you. I witnessed that last night. I went out for a meal last night and I noticed somebody who, from what I could hear, didn't say please or thank you once, which I was a bit surprised at. Clicking your fingers to get the waiting staff's attention. Remember, we're not Basil Fawlty, so we don't do that. And talking on your phone. Now, here's where I'm going to contradict myself, if it's okay to explain this, but talking on your phone was sitting around the table. So 27% said this is, the worst table manners. But the phone, and I think you know where I'm coming from, it's become a big part of a dining experience. So where if we had this conversation, 15 years ago, you and me would be saying, oh no, that's the worst thing is putting your mobile phone anywhere near the dining table when you're out, when now it's become a part of the experience, if you like. And what I mean by that is everything from, so again, talking about when I said about the light speed and technology, you use your mobile phone to pay for your bill, you use it to divide the bill, you use it to invite your friends or your family to the meal, you use it to do your review, you use it to take the all-important picture. Now that's, in my guide, that's what I'm saying, is by all means take that picture if you want, if it's in a setting that allows. So there's some places you go that you really can't, but if it does allow, but then make it disappear, because once you've done all the other bits, until you're paying for the bill at the end, if you're using it for paying the bill, it can then disappear, and you don't need to have it there unless there's a reason for having it there. So that's where it's slightly different, this guide, where instead of saying do not have your phone at all, we're actually saying, because the other thing is, if you take a picture and put it on social media is so powerful. I mean, I'm sure you've done this, Claire. You'll see somebody put something at a bit of restaurant they've been at with the picture of the food, and you look at it and think, that looks really nice, I want to go there. So do you know what I'm saying? So it can be used for a positive. That's what I'm trying to look at, is the positive of it.
I think one of the things that I would take on board is people licking knives.
Yeah, what's that all about? I mean,
Yeah.
But I think with a knife, it's just, and it's also, it's really bad luck, because you're going to probably cut your tongue. Yes, the reality of it. Not a great thing to do. It's so extraordinary, and then you see people. I'm quite naughty. I'm amazed I don't get told off. But I remember doing a class and I saw somebody sucking their fingers at the table like a toddler. Things that you can do, the things you can't do, and it's not just because I'm saying it's a bit polite. It's just people around about you might be thinking, what are they doing? But the knife, you see people doing that and you think it's not a nice lolly, it's a knife, you know?
Absolutely. Have you seen sort of people that, this is a cheeky question now, have you seen people in sort of very elegant situations licking their knives, for example?
Well, luckily, no, I haven't. I mean, I've seen faux pas. I've seen, from royals to aristocrats, whatever, doing things that, as you say, a faux pas, but not a bad faux, just funny things that have kind of happened. So what I always say to people is, everybody can get it wrong. Everyone can make a mistake. Or I remember the king's, one of many, but one of the king's cousins, who's a princess, once said to me, and I love this, she once said, do as we say, not as we do, which is a perfect example, because we're all human. At the end of the day, behind closed doors, we're going to be ourselves, we're going to be comfortable, because you're a king or queen of your castle, and you're going to do what you're happy with. But I think if you're in a public place and enjoying a meal, whatever, you want to kind of make sure that you're putting the best foot forward. That's what I'd have thought you'd want to be doing.
What are your top tips? So if you're going out for dinner tonight, what would be your top tips, Grant?
My top, this is again this is part of some of what's in the guide. So phone etiquette, as I mentioned, about taking that picture but then making it disappear, the phone. iPads, now here's an interesting one. What I'm saying about iPads is so when I was a kid, I would have, my parents used to give me a colouring book in crayons, which I think a lot of parents might have done back in the day. Where today, can you imagine giving that to kids today? I think they think you're crazy. So, the iPad has got a place on that occasion, but only while they're waiting for their meal. As soon as the meal's out, it should disappear. And also, if they're listening to something, so you don't upset other diners, make sure there's earphones. Manners, mistakes do happen. Dining experience might not be to scratch up to standard. If something's not right, don't wait to finish your meal before saying something. Bring it up within the first few mouthfuls and remember to be polite about it. So, again, I've gone for meals. Somebody's finished the last piece of steak, whatever they're having, and they go, I didn't quite like that. And you're thinking, really? And they're obviously doing it because they want to get something off the bill. Of course everyone loves getting something off the bill, but that's not really fair. If you don't like the meal, you should say at the very beginning. Don't leave it until the end. It's also quite nice to do a cheers, as everybody likes to do a cheers, where you raise a glass, make eye contact, smile, not too scarily that you look like somebody from Psycho. No clicking, put your pinkies up. I always say you're not testing them in direction. Remember, you sip, you don't swig, not the last orders at the local, and you're not drinking like Blackbeard the pirate. And lastly, I've got here about the bill. Now, I'm sure we've all done it, I've done it as well, where you lift your hand and you do this almost like invisible writing. I call it the Harry Potter and his wand, where you kind of like swishing your hand all over the place. And what you're basically saying is, can I have the check? Can I have the bill? And I think it's safe to say it transcends to all generations, from the boomers to the Gen Z, becoming known as the checkmate. It's a subtle, non-verbal cue that signals you're ready to wrap up without interrupting the vibe or conversation. It's quite a clever way of giving a sign that you're ready to go. And it doesn't always work initially, but eventually somebody you'll catch someone's eye, and it's a good way of wrapping up the evening without interrupting it.
Yeah, absolutely. What are the top trends people will be experiencing when they dine out in 2030?
Well, this is interesting. Excuse me. This is interesting because the research at Lightspeed did. They asked this question about what people would like to see in 2030. 33% of those that took part said they can't wait for restaurants to be a no-foam policy. I don't think that's going to happen, because we've just said mobile phones or mobile technology is a big part going forward. And I think it's going to be even bigger in the future. It might not be phones, but I think technology still will be a big part of it. 31% of people want to arrive at a restaurant and be handed a personalised menu, which is tailored to individual preferences, intolerances, dislikes. I get that. And again, that's something that the Lightspeed technology can very much be involved in. But on saying that, I would have thought, and tell me if I'm wrong, I would still want to be offered other options of things that I might not think about or might not have thought I'd want. So I get what they're saying, but I would also like to have the menu, maybe with one or two things that my preference is there, especially when it comes to dietary things, or if you've got anything you're going to be allergic to. And that's the other thing, by the way, if you ever complain about, if you ever get specific about what you like or don't like, don't be too fussy. Just stick to the things that you're genuinely allergic to. 21% of diners to eat fully traceable meals to manage the carbon footprint, which is really interesting. I wonder if the King's one of them, because he's very, very passionate about the carbon footprint. 21% of diners neurodivergent friendly spaces and restaurants. Well, I think with restaurants, they're becoming so open to all sorts of people from all sorts of walks, lives, genders, everything. That's already, I would have said, something that's very much in place, or certainly beginning to be in place. But the other thing I think is also, I think AI technology is going to become a big part of it. I'm hoping that we still have waiters and waitresses, but I think that the way we do things, look at how you can go and scan a QR code and order your meal and pay for your meal and everything without even seeing anyone, apart from who's delivering it. And when I was in Japan recently, there was even robots delivering the food, a bit like Daleks coming along and delivering your food. So it is changing. As I said, I hope it doesn't take away jobs from people, but it works alongside. But I think that'll be a big part going into the future as well.
If people want to find out more information about Dine Out Week, where can they find it, please?
Yeah, well, what I was going to say, hopefully some of your listeners, or most of your listeners, will go and dine out this week, get behind this project and go out and actually enjoy dining out. And while they're dining out, they could then go to the lightspeedhq.co.uk/etiquette, which is the Lightspeed page all about guide. It's got What the Fork, which is the guide. It's also got the research. And if anybody's kind of thinking, I want to know more about Lightspeed in general, which is interesting for the future of hospitality, you can get all the information there as well.
Beautiful. Grant, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you.
Likewise, and I hope you're gonna get a dine out this week.
Well, you never say never, eh? You never know. I might get taken out and wined and dined.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
Yeah,
that'd be good. I was going to say, go and find your prince.
Yeah, I'm not sure where he is, but I'll keep looking.
What is it? Not one day your prince will come? Is that what they say?
Apparently so. That's what all my colleagues keep telling me. Yeah.
That'll be the title of my next album.
Yeah, absolutely. Or your next book.
My next book. book. Yeah, I've got my book actually is coming out next month. So
oh, really, truthfully this time.
yeah, no, truthfully. That's what I was going to jokingly say. I haven't got an album. I've got a book. No, my book comes out next month. The Royal Butler book's coming out next month.
And where can people find that?
But it's everywhere. I think you can get it on Amazon and Google, and apparently it's going to be in Tesco and Asda, and yeah, it's going to be all over the place. I think just look out for the Royal Butler, or just go online and look it up, and you'll find all the links to everything.
NEWSWAVE.
Okay, that's all we've got time for on this week's edition of NEWSWAVE. A big Chaos Radio thank you to St Austell's new Mayor, Councillor Colin Hamilton, to Relief Library and Information Assistant at St Austell Library, Helen Barden, to all of you lovely lot that joined us at the launch of Ride for Precious Lives 2025 in aid of Children's Hospice South West, and to Grant Harold, former Royal Butler to King Charles III and an etiquette expert. And as ever, a final thank you to you for listening and helping support local journalism to thrive. To catch up on all our coverage, as well as to check out our extensive back catalogue of interviews and shows, head on over to chaos.radio. Now remember, if you have a local news story that you'd like to share with us, email news@chaos.radio or search Chaos Radio UK across socials. That's it, you're up to date here on Chaos. I'm Tom Howe. Thank you so much for listening. Whatever you're doing, be sure to keep it chaos.
NEWSWAVE.
Chaos.radio. Music, podcasts, entertainment.